Keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Man, I'm taking calls today. You can jump in. I only got like one or two things to say, so it's all on you. I'm here with Comrade behind the glass. Do you see this? Can you see my screen? Where it says Winamp Equalizer. Do you see that? What I'm shaking?
Nah, I'm not on screen share. I'm on phone.
Oh, you're on a phone?
Yeah.
Show everybody what I'm talking about here. This is so weird. It's like, yeah, here it is. Check it out. Like, this is the old Winamp used to be the first. Like, yeah, if you wanted to use Napster, right? If you wanted to use Napster, you usually had to have a player, and you know, Windows Media Player blows, still does today. You had to get Winamp, and this is like weird. Like, this thing popped up. If some people will remember, this right here was the first, like, the actual model for the old Winamp, like from back in the 90s. Anybody see that? Isn't that weird? I don't know. I think it's neat. You don't give a fuck. What year are you born?
02.
I hate you. I think Napster was broken up by then. I was in the army by then. So you're a baby by then. So you're, what, 02?
Yeah.
02. So it's like, yeah. I was just what. Shy Guy's real fuckhead member. Well, thank you, Shy Guy. Shy Guy Walter. Excuse me.
And he looks black, so I like him.
Yeah. Are you black? Because then it's even better. You think he's not. Maybe that's not the real Shy. Maybe that's just a, what you call it. I mean, I'm Black Joe Rogan on Warzone. You know what I mean? Only Warzone guys know what I'm talking about. I'm Black
It's
Joe
virtual
Rogan.
Blackface, bro.
Virtual blackface. Yeah, is that? You think that's what it is?
Yeah.
Maybe I just want to be like fat. It's not okay for me to fantasize to be a big tough soldier, black guy. That's not okay.
I mean, I want to say it's bad, but it's certainly weird.
Just a bit. Just a bit. Just a bit. I don't know. I saw Jeremy did a video on his other channel. Apparently, in shocking fashion, the Democrats have held up a bill based on it was not working for working families and there was too much money going to corporations. Essentially, the bipartisan bill that was supposed to, you know, give Americans $100 a month and what have you, you know, stuff I normally would be under completely and totally against. Apparently, the Democrats told the Republicans to go screw, and one of the reasons they were even able to do that is because Rand Paul has tested positive for the coronavirus. Therefore, he can't show up. This is the way they could block it. So they actually blocked the bill. And I might have to dump over to, because they said this is trending, and I can only get I don't know how to get American trendings Midwestly. I have to do this for. I couldn't believe this when I saw it, so I'm gonna have to go to Midwestland. Democrats taking major heat, blah blah blah. But this is I gotta let him do this because this shocked the fuck out of me. It didn't shock the fuck out of me that they blocked the spending. I mean, this is just an opportunity to get more power, but this got me.
Democrats, maybe. Is there enough Republicans on Twitter, partisan hacks looking to just take a
okay, get back.
Great at marketing? And, you know, you could argue that.
All right, he's going to give you the hashtags that were floating around, I guess, shortly after this happened today. This is what it blew my mind. And this is not his regular channel. This is his political channel that doesn't do as well, but it does okay.
There's Bernie Sanders. He's at a rally or something like that, apparently. There's all sorts of just, here, Nancy chokes while people go broke. What a bizarre hashtag. I mean, it's really long. Whoever thought of that isn't very great at marketing. And, you know, you could argue that a huge section of these are partisan hacks looking to just take a shot at Democrats. Maybe. Is there enough Republicans on Twitter to make multiple anti-Democrat hashtags stream?
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me. When was the last time you saw like a real Republican, I mean from the Republican Party, like some kind of thing had like trend on Twitter? When was that? I mean, let's face it, Twitter's mostly left-leaning. It's left-leaning and outrage assholes, you know? But to get a hashtag trending, and some of them, let's see, here's one. Pelosi hates Americans. Hashtag Pelosi hates Americans. Where is Bernie Sanders? Apparently Bernie Sanders decided to do a rally today with AOC instead of voting on the thing at all. Because I guess he knew that they weren't going to vote on it. But, you know, he could have voted no, felt that strongly about it. So, and some of the provisions Democrats were asking for were things like, get this, regulating the airline industry. Regulating the airline industry. The airline industry is going to be decimated after this. In fact, there might even be some big names that you have flown with before that will be no more. They don't need to be regulated right now. And the other thing that's being cast, well, the Democrats didn't do this. They don't want corporate bailouts. Corporate bailouts. All right. Because they project these so-called corporate bailouts as being something like the CEO gets the money and then he dips. All right. This money that's going in for the coronavirus is being allotted so these people that work for these companies can keep their jobs. That's it. Every day, if you're home right now and you're like, this hasn't been that bad. I've been staying home playing video games. You know, my work told me every day that goes by increases the chances that you're not going to have a job. And you may get fired in the middle of this. No separation, no nothing. Just like, or when it's over, we cut your, we cut your area. We need to slim down because we took such a financial beating because, no one's here to work for 2-3 months. And then it's the ultimate killer. You get that message. Look, you didn't do anything wrong, but we're going out of business, so you don't really need to show up. Or we're going out of business. We'll send you your last check. You don't need to show up because, stay safe, stay with your families. Every single day that goes by, that increases chances. If you are in the audience and you are home right now and you think this is like you're staying home from school on a snow day, you are very, very mistaken. So what happens is, and normally I'd be against this stuff, the government's trying to inject money into these businesses to keep them alive. Now, I'm against all of this, except in this scenario where you have an international pandemic. I mean, they're saying in Germany that 80% of us are going to get it. And from what I understand, even if you survive it, you suffer. This is not just a flu. This fucks you up. Now, so look, the money's being put in there so they keep the business alive. We want to put some provisions in there. But no, apparently, all sorts of regulations and things of that nature we're being forced through because this is an effort to sneak the Green New Deal in. And it looks like it backfired. From what I can see, Tim Pool, I could check my history, was reporting this isn't going well. Not at all.
This is not juggling. This is
all right.
Political or
don't juggle, Penn.
This is not juggling.
I want my history. The fuck. Watch history. All right. As you can see, this is my personal watch history. All right. Pool was doing this.
Hol dir Kolja Digital. Sogar mit doppeltem
Tim Pool's always getting ads. I don't know what the fuck he's crying
20
about.
Gigabyte statt 10 Gigabyte.
If you're wondering why you will...
Look at this. Democrats, Senate Democrats block mammoth coronavirus stimulus packages. 728,000 shares. I don't think that's normal for that particular website, The Hill. Let me see that. I don't think that's normal. Let's go and see stream airline. House stimulus included controversial effort to stream airline pollution. Super. 12 shares. Trump, 35,000 shares. McConnell, 6,000 shares. Exonerates Democrat. 5,000. Yet the one that Tim Pool had, 300,000 shares. So this is more than likely already backfired in a big way. And normally I don't like to get this political. But it's, and I got to be honest with you, like after 9/11, when, you know, those buildings came down, I fully expected the Democrats to politicize it. And then I was humbled when they didn't. And at least in the initial months, right up until pretty much the Iraq War, it was a bipartisan effort to right a tremendous wrong. It is, you know, it is 19 years later, far more left-wing Democratic Party than, you know, I thought it was too far back back then. And they're fighting. They're fighting over this shit. And people are losing their jobs every fucking day. I mean, small businesses, oh, God. You know, they're fucked. More than likely, the corporations are going to get the most money because they employ the most people. $1,000 check Andrew Yang was jizzing his drawers. So, I'm not. I can't believe. I'm personally, I'm just like blown away. I'm not even going to go on some kind of big fucking rant. That's not really my style with politics. I yell at idiots like. I can. This is just truly unbelievable. Actually, the guy, I guess he's full. This guy that got me hearing their side of the story was actually a Republican, but he's actually retracted it since because I yelled at him. I guess I don't know. No, but I just can't believe that they're not getting the money where it needs to go. It's unbelievable. And I'm against these kind of spending packages, but I mean, this is why you don't have socialism, so you can spend it when you have it and not have it already stretched to some kind of national emergency or global emergency in this case. Well, I really don't know. I'm interested to hear it you, though. I want to know what's going on because it's deader than a door now and getting worse every day. This business, you want to know that a business is going out of business?
That's a lot of money.
This
I
one
guess, for a person of color.
Bill Murray. This one, congressmen have been insider trading for cash too. Yes. So, thanks, Will, because just to make me look like I'm not a total fucking right wing hack. 3 Republicans, 1 Democrat are traitors to this country. They told all their donors and business partners that the coronavirus was serious, deadly serious. And these guys all pulled their shares out of companies that would have been affected by this. In China, they all pulled their money. One of them, without going through names, had a $1.4 million cash out. Just cash out. At the same time, they would be tweeting out to the public that the United States has never been more prepared for something like this. Nobody's prepared for this. Nothing could stop it. It's a force of Mother Nature. At the same time, telling business partners, we fucked. This gentleman, I wish I had the names in front of me now. If you guys want to call me up and straighten me out on it, were a part of, at least one of them was a part of the House Intelligence Committee. And they dumped all their shares when they found out this coronavirus was just the real deal, Holyfield. And one of them was also Dianne Feinstein. I know it was Dianne Feinstein. I can't remember the Republican's name. Maybe I should. Maybe I should put that on there. Maybe you guys should be informed. And to make it Tucker Carlson, you got to see this to believe this. Senator Burr, you guys need to, I don't even care if I get pinned for this because this shit's important for you to say. And this is a Republican. Apparently, it was 3 Republicans.
In the set of transactions,
it was 3 Republicans, including this woman right here. But this is by far more important. You need to see this. These are the kind of people that we send over to Washington.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. February 13th.
And remember, this is a right-wing guy exposing right-wing people.
Was a relatively quiet day on Wall Street. It's not going to be noted in any economics textbooks 100 years from now. The Dow dropped about 100 points, but just the day before, the Dow had reached an all-time high, so the loss didn't seem like a big deal. Overall, it was a calm, steady week in the markets. But for one investor in Washington, February 13th was packed with drama. Richard Burr is a Republican senator from North Carolina. Burr has no background in finance or investing. In fact, before being elected to Congress in 1994, Burr spent 17 years selling lawnmowers for a dealer in Winston-Salem. But on February 13th of this year, Burr seemed to develop very strong feelings about the future of American equity markets. That day, he dumped up to $1.7 million in stocks in 33 separate transactions. Burr bought nothing that day. It was a flurry of selling. Sell, sell, sell. Essentially, it was a cash out. In fact, it was. 2 years ago, Roll Call estimated that Burr had a total net worth of about $1.7 million. In other words, that day in February, Richard Burr suddenly decided to sell virtually everything he owned. Many people on Wall Street probably envy him now. Pretty savvy move. So what did Richard Burr, the former lawnmower salesman, know that the financial experts did not know? Well, a lot, it turns out. Richard Burr is the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee. On January 24th, he attended a closed-door briefing on the Chinese coronavirus. It was delivered by Dr. Anthony Fauci and the head of the CDC. Apparently, what Burr heard there spooked him. Within a short time, he acted decisively to save his family from financial harm. Unfortunately, he didn't tell the rest of us about it. In fact, he did just the opposite.
That's the important part. This guy has every right to save what's his. It's the fact that he didn't tell us. He's a traitor. He's a fucking traitor. And any of these Democrats that blocked for political reasons or tried to put this Green New Deal, they're traitors. They're traitors to this country. They're not Americans. I'm not big on shaming, but I'm okay with this. This is treason. I mean, I like this motherfucker to look me in the eye, tell me that he's a better American than me. This is treasonous.
Burr hid what he knew about the coronavirus threat and then lied about it at length to the nation. In a February 7th op-ed published on our website here at Fox, Burr wrote this, quote, "The United States is better prepared than ever before to face emerging public health threats like the coronavirus." Better prepared than ever? Burr knew that was a lie when he wrote it. 6 days later, he dumped his entire portfolio.
Why did he know it was a lie? Because he was in the Intelligence Committee, and they expected all this to happen. In fact, shortly afterwards, that's when Trump, after this meeting, that's when Trump blocked travel to to China. So he knew this is serious.
By March 5th, a month later, coronavirus had become a full-blown crisis in Italy. Yet Richard Burr was still falsely insisting that everything was fine. He issued a statement assuring America that, quote, "We have a framework in place that has put us in a better position than any other country to respond to a public health threat like the coronavirus." That was Burr's line in public. In private, he was panicked. On February 27th, before an audience at a closed speech in Washington, Burr compared coronavirus to the Spanish flu, a pandemic that killed close to 100 million people.
There's one thing that I can tell you about this. It is much more aggressive in its transmission than anything that we have seen in recent history. It's probably more akin to the 1918 pandemic.
Traitor. It's a traitor to this country. Not only should he resign, if there is any laws, and probably insider trading laws, he should be prosecuted to the hilt. Traitor. I'd call him, I'd spit in his face if I ever saw him. Look, I don't blame any one individual leader for. I mean, the virus is all over the planet. The spread could not be stopped. It looks like the next Italy is going to be in New York City by everything I'm hearing. These are acts of God, for lack of a better word, and we're going to have to deal with them accordingly. But if you're using this fucking thing, I mean, there's a bunch of people out there trying to expose people that are, trying to like fucking Chris Hansen, telling people that he's got some kind of hand sanitizer that lasts more than 60 days or some horse shit. I mean, that's. But we expect this shit from hucksters, scam artists. But when these people have access to our intelligence, our most sensitive of intelligence, they got to be punished severely. I mean, I can barely contain myself right now. But, yeah. So these are Republicans and Democrats screwing us. And from what I understand, even like the smaller Democrats aren't the ones that turned down this bill. It was Pelosi, they swooped in to kill it because they think they got a bargaining chip in this time of incredible crisis. They didn't do this on 9/11. But I guess the Orange Man band is just that strong. Mo Diggity, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on?
Man, I'll tell you one thing. After this freaking coronavirus finally inevitably burns out, I think the economic crash is going to be the thing that does us all in, man.
Sure,
Like,
it could be. Very well could be.
I know the sickness is bad.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if like only like hundreds of thousands of us die, but if the economy crashes, we're all fucked.
Yep.
And all these sons of bitches, freaking Pelosi and all of them, fuck them. I'll never fucking vote Democrat another day in my life, man. And Feinstein and this Senator Burr motherfucker, and the third lousy son of a bitch, they need to be thrown in jail and never see the light of fucking day.
They broke the law.
This is fucking excusable.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just all I have to say.
No,
bro.
I understand.
All right, later.
All right, I have more stuff to piss you off coming up to Riveter. I trust that guy a lot. He's been a friend of me, friend of the show for a long time. Senator Richard Burr sold stock before the pandemic, voted in 2012 against banning insider trading for Congress. Now that makes me laugh. That makes me laugh. There is no group of people that need to be evaluated more for insider trading than the people who make the laws of this country that directly affect business. There is no bigger group of people that need it more. Oh, that's just fucking funny. Animal. Republican, North Carolina. It's ludicrous, Burl said in February 21st. 2012 radio interview about stop trading on congressional knowledge stock act. And they all do it, by the way. I know Newt Gingrich, Nancy Pelosi, all these guys do it. Because they make the fucking laws. They know what it's going to do with the market. The bill was aimed at prohibiting stock trading based on non-public information. On Capitol Hill, overwhelmingly passed by the Senate 96-3. I get a law. You get elected, you can't trade. You got to transfer. You got to transfer or get rid of your assets. You're there to serve, not to make money. It's service. And we'd all be doing a lot of good if we can get some goddamn term limits, too. Because it wouldn't be a profession. Josh Patrick, you're out of here. Josh.
Yes.
Listen, my favorite Canuck. What's up?
Yo, what's going on? So, you remember about a couple months ago where the fucking left media were calling it the Chinese virus or the Wuhan virus?
Oh yeah, like in January, like in January and November. Yeah. I remember all those years
and
ago.
then 2 months later, oh, it's fucking racist. It's so racist.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah, it's also. You should show the Mitch McConnell clip that I sent you.
I did. I don't know if I show. It's a little too long and dragged out. It's probably a little too partisan.
Well, I timestamped it. I put it 1 minute and 20 seconds in. It's like less than 50 seconds long. It's just regarding the whole them trying to put the Green New Deal in.
Yeah. I've already I've read over that. I don't think I need Mitch McConnell to say it. I don't particularly like Mitch McConnell. Right. I'm not. See, a lot of people. I'm right wing. Right. Yeah. I believe in those principles, and I think that's what's good. That's good government. I think it's best for the American people. But I don't like Republicans. I don't worship. I'm not. I don't respect these people anymore. They put their pants on the same way I do. I met General Petraeus. He ended up fucking telling his girlfriend that he shouldn't have been banging a bunch of secret information. He almost went to jail over it. So, like, if I could stand next to him and, none of these people impress me. They're not special. I don't even think people like Martin Luther King or John F. Kennedy were all that special. I think they were just men like you and me.
No, the mainline Republicans and Democrats. Yeah, I don't like them.
It's very rare. They're very rare where I would consider somebody a great man or woman, and none of them are in the Beltway. So I don't need to put him. I can just say they're trying to sneak the Green
I don't even consider Trump Republican.
No, I don't.
He's just a libertarian.
I wouldn't say he's even a great man. I think he's just a efficient man.
Yeah, he's doing a better job than fucking anybody else.
He's just efficient. He just wants to win.
12 years, but yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. That's all I have to say.
All right. Well, thanks for telling me my favorite knucklehead.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Right,
appreciate it.
Yeah. Is that the guy? Hold on a second. Yeah. He said there's a guy in there. I don't know if I should bring him on, but he sent me some crazy stuff. Let's see.
Nuclear launch codes?
No, this guy. All right, I'm gonna put God on. I'll put God on first. I'm gonna put him on last because this guy.
Stop the coronavirus.
There's somebody in my chat that's an absolutely raving lunatic. God, you're on the air.
Okay, thank you. So I have to say I disagree with you. The idea we should give corporations $500 billion and just not know until 6 months.
Slow down. I can't hear you. Slow down. You disagree with me on what?
We should give corporations $500 billion and just let the government decide who to give it to and not know until 6 months after who they give it to. It's just so stupid. What are they going to do? The right thing? Because historically they do the right thing.
We don't got fucking time. We don't got fucking time for this. What do you think they do? The CEO's just going to run away with the money?
Give it to people.
Listen. What do you think they could possibly do? In order to keep the business going, you have to make the right decisions. If they all divide, if this is like you're comparing it to like some third world country where some jackass in Brazil just takes some money and skips out of the continent. There is no history for that. And here's the problem: in order to keep these people's jobs, we have to trust the. I'm sorry, the government doesn't know what's good for business. Businessmen do. And yes, one of them could be corrupt, and one of them could skip out. But I got to be honest with you: the government can't run a fucking an efficient way to get your driver's license. And everybody knows that. I always use the DMV as a purpose. So you're going to give it to them with strings. Well, you might give it to them with a string where they can't make fucking money or hold the business together. Government doesn't do business.
That's what the regulations are for.
What? Well, that's what. The regulation they just proposed yesterday, like airline admissions, that's important right now. Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, it's not.
Are you fucking kidding me?
They should put
Are you fucking kidding me? You told me. You heard what I just said. They want to check their admissions. They want to check their admissions, motherfucker.
Sensible regulation.
No, that's not sensible regulation. That's what they held up the bill for.
I'm saying they should
you
do
motherfucker.
it.
That's what they held up the bill for. They held up the bill because they wanted to fucking test the admissions. That's what they did today. That's not sensible. That's not what's going on now. And that's exactly why. Listen, you motherfucker. That's exactly why you should give the CEOs money, because motherfuckers like you and people in government are going to drag it down by worrying about and all the red tape.
I said sensible, not trash like
that. That's why they held it up. That's why they held it up. That is why. Shut the fuck up. They held it up today for insensible regulation. You called me and you called. Then shut the fuck up and I'll let you scream. Shut up and I'll let you scream. They held it up. This is a fact today because they couldn't get fucking an unsensible regulation, which is completely unfucking sensible, to test the emissions of these planes at this point in time. Today. That happened today. You just called me and said, oh my God, you're just going to give the government a bunch of money and then historically, or these businesses a bunch of money and historically, look, this is why you give them the money and don't give government, because they're going to fucking tie it up with red tape. Do you understand the concept of the $100 hammer? Do you? Do you? Do you? Because when government goes to buy a hammer, it doesn't cost $10. It costs $100 because they have to go through all sorts of regulations. Now is not the time. We don't have the time. These people try to sneak in their fucking environmental agenda in this time of crisis where people are going to die. Take a look at Italy. It's coming to New York. And you're talking to me, that's not sensible. That's not a sensible regulation right now. Would you agree with that? Would you agree with that?
It's not. Can I speak?
Okay. No, you can't. Well, if you don't agree with that, you don't have an argument. You don't have an argument. That's why they stopped. That's why they. When I get this out, shut the fuck up. Of course, I'm not letting you speak. I haven't finished. That is why. Shut up. That is why. That's exactly why they held up the bill today, because of the unsensible regulation that you just acknowledged. Now, explain to me why it was good to hold up the bill.
It's not a good idea to hold the bill. That would have helped me.
We don't have an argument. Can
I speak? You're not letting.
Go.
Oh my God.
You just agreed with me.
Of course.
You just agreed with me.
Not listening to other people's arguments. Not listening to other people's
arguments.
Can I speak?
Go!
Okay. Again, you're right. They should help the American people. They would have helped, giving them $1,000. But the idea we should give it to small businesses. Those are people who are going to hurt the most.
You're an idiot. You're a moron. Who employs more? Corporations or small businesses? You're a moron. You're an idiot. Get off my show. Get out of my life. Never call back. You're a moron. You're a fucking moron. Who employs more? Corporations or fucking businesses? Small business can employ 2 people. So what would you do logically with the fucking money? This guy wants to play goddamn Santa Claus with it. We should go for small businesses. Who employs more? What are the numbers? AT&T employs more than fucking Bob's baseball card fucking trading stack. That is the kind of idiocy. That's why the CEOs get it. Because fucking the politicians want to play games with the fucking money. Right there. There's your best example. And I'm pissed off right now that that son of a bitch could come in here and defend this stuff. First he says he wants sensible regulations. First the son of a bitch comes in and says this was a good idea. And then admits, it was probably not a good idea to hold up the money under this.
For a person of color.
Unfucking believable. You're going to argue with me that we need some regulations. And the one they held it up for was completely insane. No, they have an alternative agenda. You're just too stupid to figure it out. Too stupid. And you openly admit the reason they held it up today was dumb. And you know what? That's why we can't do it your way either. Because you can't even do fucking numbers check. The companies that hire more need more help. Just because you have some kind of personal fucking hard-on for corporations. I'm no fan of corporations, but they hire the most people. The most people. You have to go with the most. Not some mom and pop store down the street. They're already fucked. What do you want to do? Fuck all the major businesses because you don't like Ford or you don't like Starbucks? You have to keep people employed. Corporations fucking hire the bulk of American workers and give them a living wage. Every day this goes by, your job is in jeopardy. Every single fucking day. And I don't know, I don't like it. I'm sure a hell of a lot of you don't like it. These guys playing fucking Green New Deal games with stimulus money. Motherfucker calls me. You can't let the fucking corporations do it. We need sensible regulation. I give them the regulation they wouldn't fucking sign the bill on. Yeah, that's not very sensible. Why do I have to listen to you after that? Why do I have to listen to you? Well, we should bail out small businesses, not the big corporations. So we should bail out the people that fucking employ the least versus the people that employ the most? Quarantine your fucking mind for 30 days, stupid. Stop playing fucking politics. I showed you who the fucking traitors were. They were on both sides of the aisle. Both sides of the fucking aisle. You want to know how serious this is? Italian doctors, we don't serve people over 60. There goes your single-payer health care. Stick it up your ass. And why should we take your Green New Deal when we see what single-payer looks like in a bind in a bunch? Why? Why should we listen to you? You get everything wrong historically. All the lefties I know back in 2009 tell me how great Venezuela was. It's fucked. Fucked. They're starving. Now they want to do it in my country. No. Bernie Sanders campaigning. But he could have been voting. I could understand a principled no, but he knew they weren't going to vote on it anyway. There was plans up top. And they get the blowback.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Shit. Hey, Tommy, have you heard I'll earn? Try to sneak it in. Basically, you did. Yeah, I'm gonna. I'll read that. I'm out of breath. I've never gotten that upset.
Welcome to Baited, everyone, with our special guest, God himself.
Shithead. You gonna defend that? Because here's the problem. You want to sit there and look, you want to come in here and tell me, look, I don't want these corporations to run away and do anything. And I'd be all for some provisions. But the thing is, from what I understand, both the Democrats and the Republicans were on the same side. They were going to pass this. Nancy Pelosi flew in for San Francisco. Hopefully on a coronavirus-filled plane. And put the kibosh on it. Because they thought, we're in a position to make a deal. Rand Paul's sick. Might die. Oh, that's right. He was in contact with another few Republican congressmen. I guess they can't come to work today. They call fucking Trump a gangster. This is unfucking real. That I'm this upset about giving money away. No, this is exactly why you don't go with Democrats. Because we've already been giving money away under Andrew Yang's had he been president. And then what happens when it all falls apart? The idea is not to give money to your local CEO. The idea is to keep the business alive. Every day you stay home increases your chance you're not going to see unemployment. The estimations at a minimum are 20% unemployment. We've been living with 3 to 2 the last 3 years, really 4 years. Now we're talking 20. That's double normal European 10% unemployment, which is pretty high compared to American standards. But it's more likely going to be 30. When this is said and done, whenever it's done. So let me ask you something. Do you really give a fuck how much the ozone layer is getting polluted in this particular year, in this particular situation? I bet you don't. I bet you don't. I don't know how you could be so painfully stupid. God, not be able to do math because you've been fucking told you're ideologically possessed. You're exactly what Jordan Peterson says you are. So much so that you can't do math. That's why the corporations get it first. They hire the most. God. I know they can be evil. I know but when they're gone, we're fucked. Everybody. And I know in a socialist word that's okay because government will take care of everything, but government doesn't know how to make money. And I'm sorry, handing strings to these CEOs when they get the money will only more than likely keep those CEOs from making the right decisions. You have to give them open creativity to get back in business. And if the Democrats would like it, they like it. Well, if you don't spend money on this, has nothing to do with keeping with the company together, then we won't give you the money. I mean, fucking Obama had everybody but the Ford Motor Company in 2009 by the nuts. If you didn't take the fucking bailout money in 2009, like Ford did, you're better off.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Tell Tommy, these feelings are starting to become more important. It's insane. Wawa gave every employee a $3 raise. The state needs to take care of it. Well, I'm afraid you guys are finished. Most of you smaller, we guys some smaller jobs, you're done. You're like you bartenders, maybe even cab drivers, restaurant workers, food industry. You're all fucked. They can't afford you. When they fire you, it's not, try not to be too hard on the person that fired you. They don't want to fire you. A company's strength isn't firing people and laying people off. It's hiring people. Did I see Trump go off on the porter? I didn't even think he went off. I went off. Trump just told this guy, you're fucking terrible at what you do. You're trying to fucking grandstand and put me on the spot. And we're trying to get fucking information out there to people. So he just said he was a terrible reporter. And you know what? To those people, it hurts them so much more than you know. Because these reporters take themselves so terribly seriously. They really think they're doing God's work. I shit you not. Ask them. They'll tell you. If you ever meet one of them, how important they are, how the world would fall apart if it wasn't for MSNBC or any of their affiliates. Matt P, you're on.
Oh shit! Hello.
Hello.
Hey, it's Matt Pat. What's up, man?
I'm doing pretty good.
What do you need?
Sorry, a little caught me off guard.
What's up?
Doing all right. I arrived a little bit late. I walked in. Tommy was going off.
Yeah.
Raven, you're on. Raven Knight, 21, you're on.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's up?
Just gotta say that last guy that made you yell earlier.
Yeah.
That gave me some classic Tommy C. I mean, that guy's a fucking idiot, but
nah,
it was nice to hear you yell at somebody again.
That guy has been indoctrinated into corporation bad. And I hate.
Oh yeah. I completely agree.
He doesn't know what they hire. He doesn't know what they are in the company. He always, I mean, look, you can find a bad corporation. You can find bad government. You can find bad Republicans and bad Democrats. You certainly could. But he's been indoctrinated into corporation evil.
Oh yeah.
No circumstances.
There's a lot of these guys that are anti-corporation too. They don't realize a lot of small businesses can be considered corporations.
Well, actually, the amount of small businesses that rely on big corporations. I know that from working at Ortho McNeil Pharmaceuticals in Raritan, New Jersey, and how many small businesses are attached to us in the local market. They don't understand any of that because they're socialist, and they believe they can control the market from the top down. And every example of that historically has failed miserably. So we're kind of in an area like a world war, or a major plague, or whatever the fuck you want to call this pandemic. And this is the time to actually do the Keynesian type economics, the stuff they want to do, no matter what the situation is. You know.
Oh yeah, man, I'm totally on your side. Where I hate stimulus packages all the time.
And
it's just at this point we need it. We need it really bad.
Like this isn't like a too big to fail. So that, by the way, that was Obama's thing. This isn't a too big to fail situation. This is, we can't have everybody fail.
Yeah.
You know, they held this up. They held that check, the $1,000 check up. I'm shocked to death.
Well, there's even that.
Because of airlines.
I believe now they're trying to work on trying to tax it too.
Yeah. We're going to tax the money. We're going to tax money. Think about that.
Yeah, yeah. And the thing is, like, I live in Oregon, so it's a liberal shithole over here. Yeah. So the state tax is just about as much as the federal tax. So like this $1,000, I'm going to be maybe getting about 400, maybe.
Yeah, no, the state will take it. Trump put your state on blast if they do that. Hear that?
Oh, we tried to, man.
You get $1,000 of tax money, and they're going to tax it.
Yeah,
the state's going to tax it.
And this thing that really sucks about Oregon is that majority of the state is a red state, except for Portland. Portland makes all of our decisions for us.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm absolutely sure. It's the biggest city.
Oh, yeah. And it's the biggest left-wing city. One of the biggest left-wing cities on the West Coast.
It's funny because Verst hates his own state, too. He's from Oregon.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he and I can talk, and we could just go off about our own state. The state sucks. I need to find a way to get out of here, man.
Washington doesn't look much better either. I got to be honest.
Washington?
No. Washington doesn't seem much better.
I don't know if I want to go up there, though.
No, it says, I'm saying it doesn't seem much better. All right, man. Thanks for the call. I do appreciate it.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, Tommy, real quick, Zanson wanted me to bring up that the UK went into full lockdown.
Let me hear. Bring him in. Tell him to come in. Tell him to let us know. Tommy, Lenny the Shark. Hey, Tommy, I heard have you heard of the Earn It bill? They tried to sneak in. It basically intends to kill encryption on messaging apps so the gov can spy on what you're saying in private, all in the name of protecting children and fighting terrorism. Enjoy the cash. Thank you so much, Lenny. I do appreciate it. No, I haven't heard it. The Earn It bill. Yeah, well, I don't know. Thank Nerd City for this shit. And Keepstar. You know, we're gonna do everything. They're gonna use kids as a weapon to get their way. That's all it is. It's not about fucking fixing anything. I'll read this one again. Tell it, Tommy. These feelings are starting to become more important than facts. It's insane. Wawa gives any employer a $3 raise. The state needs to take care of small business. Look. When the money goes, I'm not saying no small businesses should be covered. I'm saying is you're going to start the people that are going to get the money first, or should, logically, on who they employ. And I got news for you. Most of you guys at Wawa don't make a living wage. So, yeah. No, you're fucked. You are fucked. They're going to save the people that make a living wage first. And honestly, I don't know any other way to do it. I'm not familiar of any other way to do it. You got me. Where's Scarzizo? Scarzizo, you're in the UK, right?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm stuck in the UK.
So don't go home. Don't go home. Stay
no, I physically can't, and I'd rather not, actually. Yeah. I mean, one of the things I wanted to call in, actually, is about one thing about Italy. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Italy's got, like, the most cases, right?
Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah, so it's just got the most cases because they have a broader view of, like, test range, right? So they've tested more people in general. Like, they would even test people that have literally no symptoms or like they would sometimes even pick randomly like citizens just to like test them. So while in the UK or other countries in Europe, you have situations where even if you got some symptoms, you're not going to get tested.
No.
So really, even if you look at the death toll, like obviously, like you're going to get a lot of people like dying daily by a lot of like many illnesses anyway. So I mean the data's just fucked because I mean.
No, but it's all we have. I see what you're saying.
And like
disagree.
it's a bit alarming in a way because like obviously I mean I'd say Italy's just done more tests in general, but you know there's some.
Well, I don't know if that's a
like,
fact. I'll take your word for it, but
I mean, yeah, in Europe, defo the second country was the UK.
I don't
think
it
that did the most tests.
Test all that much. I think the testing is a big red fucking herring.
For me, it's more like you get countries where like, we just got 50 cases,
look,
so it's like
apparently you can have zero symptoms for a long period of time and just give it to everybody you know. All right.
Yeah.
That means the testings are. To me, that means the testing's worthless.
I mean, but then you can't say to the people, be like, oh yeah, we got 50 cases. I mean, we're not as bad as Italy. You know,
I suppose, but here's the difference between Italy and the rest of the planet. Italy's hospitals are filled to the brim. Italy is turning down people that are over the age of 60 now. We've dropped it from 70 to 60. And they're not treating them. So we have the hospitals are flooding. So the only way that you're kind of like 100% right here is if people are going to the hospital, don't need to go to the hospital just simply because they're afraid. But I know we're not having a hospital run here in Germany, and we're not too far from Italy. Look, nobody's dumping on the Italian people here. You know, I wouldn't know what to blame them with. I don't even see, what's his name, Conte, the prime minister?
Conte, yeah.
I don't even see him taking much blame in this crisis. Maybe you know, I mean, I know you're Italian, so you know more than me, and you speak Italian, you know. But, like, I think this is just a horrible natural, unless we find out it's like, you know, some weapon from, you know, assuming it's natural. I'm pretty sure it is. You know, I think this is just, this is an international catastrophe. And we have been warned about this shit since I was a kid, that this could happen. This is a very real possibility. There's movies about it, and you know, and all sorts of stuff. And this is part of life.
It just annoys me because like when I would work in the UK, I would get people be like, "Oh, you guys are fucked," and then obviously you got like the UK Parliament, which is like super slow at like taking action.
When I say you guys are fucked, I don't mean it as so this idiot college students think, oh, we're doing fine over here and you're not. Yeah, okay, I understand where you're coming from now. Your friends are morons. Your friends are fucking morons, and you're probably right. But here's the thing: when I say you're fucked, I don't go, ha ha, we're better than you, because I know damn well this could rip through Frankfurt and Wiesbaden quicker than I could say I'm dead. You know, I understand that. I believe that. I know what you're saying. This is not a dunk on I'm not dunking on Italians here. But the Italians are fucked, at least in the, you know, the foreseeable future. It has nothing to do with their government or their people or anything. I don't know what they did wrong. You know, I could blame Iran for being cut off from the rest of the world. I could blame China for keeping it secret for months.
They knew this since November, I believe.
Yeah, November.
Something insane.
For months. I could blame that, but I don't know how to blame Italy. I have heard, and I don't know if it's true, is they have a huge boomer population, and that's the reason. But I don't know that for a fact.
They've got
a lot of big post-World War II population.
Yeah, they've got
that's
so
why
many
more deaths.
They've got like so many like old people.
Who would ever thought that Guineas don't make kids anymore? When I was a kid, Nick DiOrio is the only Italian I ever met in my life that didn't have a brother or sister. The only one.
Wait, what?
The only one. And I grew up in New Jersey, where there are tons of people of the Sicilian descent. Nick DiOrio is the only child I've ever met in my life that's Italian.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, that's a little different because you're Italian, right? You guys don't make babies like you used to. In a lot of ways, us Irish and Italians and Polacks, we're more traditional than you guys are. In some way.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, there's some truth in that.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out if
find out. But nobody's. I'm not happy that the great country of Italy and the wonderful people that I have are being decimated by this. I'm not happy, and I don't think that. I think New York's next, and I don't think it's above happening here. I would not be a bit surprised if I lose somebody I care about and love.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to get to people regardless, but I mean, Italy got the extreme route of complete isolation early on, which I don't know. It might work out, but it's still going to fuck.
We ever think for a minute, no matter what we do, it doesn't matter because we can't control this shit? It's crossed my mind. Hey, look, they didn't understand germs in 1918. People just fucking died and they dealt with it. We live in, we've been so sanitized. Even my father, who I think is having a little trouble dealing with this, we've never seen anything like this. Our grandparents didn't see anything like this. We have an entire new generations of people that don't know pandemic, that don't know polio. In fact, we're so fucking spoiled that we could have a group of people called anti-vaxxers that could exist because they don't know anybody that died in polio in 1952 because they either weren't alive or they were too young to remember and were at risk for polio themselves. So this is it.
We should go back in the day when there was the Black Plague, and in Milan they used to, when they would find a case in a house, they would like completely, like wall up the house, so no one from inside could like escape, including like their families and whatever.
Yeah, probably.
That was mad, but it's probably some experience there.
No.
I don't know. It's kind of funny because like Conte as well is like, he's doing right. It's just that he was set up to be prime minister because of an unstable government, and then now he has to just deal with like an international.
You say the same thing about Trump. He had a wonderful economy. He's going to go up against a man that has dementia for an election. It's not a slam dunk for him now. I'll tell you that right now. But if Democrats keep pulling shit like this, he'll probably walk through. But right now, I mean, Americans could wake up one day and blame the economy on him, even though this is just an act of God. It's like blaming, people for volcanoes and shit. To me, I don't know. Unless we find out. I mean, look, the only people I think we can blame, and not even that, only to a point, is the Chinese for keeping this shit quiet and saying they had it under control.
Oh, yeah. And do you remember that time I told? Well, okay, there was this time.
But I don't know if it's a Chinese fault that this thing started. I'm not going dirty Chinese here. I mean, they just didn't.
There was a mate of mine that was going to marry this Chinese girl. I think I told you this, but yeah, there was this mate of mine that was going to marry this Chinese girl, and he went to visit her when, like, on the day the coronavirus was being public, so like February time, I believe, or January.
Time to go home.
Yeah. So he basically had to go super early, otherwise he would have been stuck in China.
Yeah.
And, it's pretty grim.
It's pretty grim all around.
I don't know.
I heard the bar that I used to go to has it. The Irish pub down the street. They had a case. We got, I haven't seen any Army guys in the street over here, Americans. So, I don't know.
Nah.
I haven't left the house.
The Army's in Italy, so.
Yeah, well.
I think I've seen like Russian planes, like military transport planes have been arriving to Italy with they would like each plane would like bring 45 tons of gear, and they were doing I believe army simulations of a pandemic bacteria, some kind of pandemic war.
All right, Scarzizo. All the best to you.
All right, all the best to you. See ya.
Buonanotte. Random Tiger, you're on here.
Hey, Tommy, how's it going?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Dude, I'm going stir crazy right now with this whole virus situation.
What do you want? Well, get used to it. Go buy Warzone for fucking.
You know who is probably gonna get it worse though, besides the Italians? Those Iranians, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they just threw out a bunch of their peoples out of the prisons, right?
Yeah, I've heard something like that. I don't know. I don't believe anything that comes out of Iran, unless we invade.
I know, right?
I don't believe a word. They could have 10,000 dead for all I fucking know. Yeah, I don't believe them. I don't believe the Chinese. I don't believe any of these backwards countries, authoritarian governments. I don't believe socialist governments, far hard left-wing governments. Not at all.
Yeah. And then a lot of our people over here have just gone totally crazy with hysteria. Everyone just listening to online media.
The buying seems to be a big problem over in the States. So far, we're not having a problem. But, pickings aren't as, at the stores, they're not as, there's not as many stuff on the shelf as there normally is, but there's more than enough to survive on. Yeah. Plus,
yeah. I think Walmart put a cap on all the toilet paper you can get in one day. I literally was over at the self-checkout and actually had seen a bunch of employees pulling off a massive amount of toilet paper out of people's carts. They're only limited to 2 now, I think.
Good. There's no reason to buy that much toilet paper. We're not having the supply.
Yeah,
that's the first thing that Trump did. He talked to the supply lines. He's keeping them up. God, I'm glad we have, somebody that understands trade and the economy that's in charge. God, I'm glad we're not buying fucking how many $100 hammers. Fucking worrying, trying to sneak our fucking environmental agenda in. It's ridiculous.
Imagine what it would have been like with Hillary Clinton.
She probably would have went in a fucking bunker. Done nothing. Actually, you know what happened during you saw. I'll tell you how Democrats here handle fucking crises. Want to take a look?
Oh, please.
Oh, well, Benghazi. Benghazi's all you need to know.
Oh, yeah.
They looked at it as something as something we have to handle media-wise, not something we have to deal with to keep it from happening again. It was, how do we protect the president from negative media coverage? That's what would happen here.
You know what I think? I think we would have got on this a lot more sooner if it wasn't for the whole impeachment president going on here.
I don't know. I don't want to fucking do that. Yeah, I'm sure it would have been easier, but it's hindsight. It's 2020, and who knows? Fuck, it's not even hindsight. Who knows? I don't think anything could have stopped this. I'm not blaming anyone. The only people, the communist Chinese government, for saying they had it under control to save face. I think that was probably the worst thing that happened. Even the, they listen to, I go to the World Health Organization. That's where I get my information. Well, you can find some tweets out there saying it's not commutable, that the Chinese have it under control. So go to the World Health Organization all you want.
At this point, I wouldn't even trust the Chinese.
No.
I mean, they've lied about so many things.
How could you?
And
they torture and kill their people. They make fucking they put Muslims in concentration camps and force them to drink alcohol and pork. Like, that's going to straighten their ass out.
Did everyone forget about Tiananmen Square or whatever it's called?
Yeah, of course. Because when were you born?
I was born in 1997.
1997. Good. Well, here's the thing. It happened fucking 8 years before you were born. Of course they forgot it. It's in 1988. 9 years. Excuse me.
Yeah.
11
Whoever
years.
that guy who was in front of the tank probably got black bag and sunk in the river for all we know.
Sure, of course. What happened to the billionaire recently, the Chinese billionaire that criticized the almighty Fuhrer over in China? He disappeared too. So that's the way they roll.
Pretty much.
Talk to you later. I'm gonna put Extreme
see you later, man.
Bye-bye. Extreme Dad. This is the moment you all have been waiting for. I did censor them out, but this guy sent me some really, really wacky DMs. They were like off the fucking wall. Extreme Dad.
Were they on Nissan's OnlyFans?
I don't know what the fuck he was. This guy was berserk.
Extreme Dad, if you unmute right now, we will give you $1,000.
A lot of you guys, when you send me crazy shit and I don't respond, it's because I don't want you to know me. I think you're fucking batshit crazy, and I'm afraid if I interact with you, then you're gonna think that we have some kind of fucking relationship that we don't. But I do read what you write for the most part. No, is he gone? Extreme Dad, you're on the air. No, I bet you're gone now. Riveter, you're on the air. Riveter.
Hey, what's up, Tommy?
What's up? You tell me.
So, our governor has been holding press conferences and stuff, right? And so one of these Einstein reporters asked him, said, well, what about manufacturers here in the state where I live? Could they not convert over to start making, medical supplies and what have you? And here's something that that people need to listen and be aware of. They can't. Okay, and here's why they can't.
What do you build? What do they build? You mean place build cards? Can't build fucking sanitary glass? Yeah. Go ahead.
No. Okay, like for example, if they manufacture, like for example, if it's like a diaper manufacturing company, or if they do cardboard or fabrics or things like that, where they can't make these masks and things like that, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's what they said is they can't. Okay, because the raw materials that they require to be able to assemble to make these different things, be it a respirator or whatever, comes from overseas or from third world countries. Why? It's because simply you have your state governments and your federal government and other entities like unions that have forced what used to be American production overseas because of cost of operations. So now the things that we need to be able to really combat this thing, they can't because they're overseas.
Yeah. Well, this is something that Trump was bitching about. A lot of working class people was bitching about since I was a kid. That we do so much. I mean, we have to do some business overseas, obviously, but when it comes to vital things, I know China has control of our antibiotics. And these people run people over with fucking tanks, and I mean they have really no problem holding up your antibiotics. That's one of the reasons we started producing more oil than we ever did in any other time in history. It's something that Trump was able to do. It's because we don't want to be relying on jackasses like Iran, Saudi Arabia, and things of that nature. So I'm sure you're correct. I certainly don't know the details.
Yeah. Well, another thing too is like, right, this is how close it's hitting to me. The place where I work, they're calling it telecommuting. I call it working from home, but they got me working from home right now. But we have confirmed cases within the place where I work, and I potentially have now been exposed because they were in the same building where I work.
You got family? You live alone? Your wife?
Well, me and my wife, my kids are grown out of the house. I'm a little bit older than you, but it's me and the wife. But my wife is still having to work because she is considered essential staff where she works, and where she works for the local or the state government. Basically a DHS office. For which they're getting slammed now because we have all these people that are being laid off, so they're applying for SNAP, or what we when we was growing up we called it food stamps, but it's SNAP and other type of assistances and things like that, and they're being just slammed. And so now she's having to put in extended hours and stuff, and I'm like, it's
tough. Hey, look at it this way. When the plague was going on, or any kind of, even back in the old West, when they wear those things, you look like a big fucking beak. You still had to work whether you catch it or not.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And of course, it's like, that now that I've run a risk of possibly, which I'm not, I kind of like it looked at like this, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I say
it's just one of those things, right?
You don't want to affect everybody. You want to be effective.
Yeah. Here's you don't want to go out here, and take unnecessary risk to, but what people need to realize and understand something, right? None of us are going to get out of this world alive. Period.
Yeah. No.
So, you don't want to go out here and thumb your nose at fate, but you also don't want to go out here, and hide in a cave somewhere either. So
no, it is weird. You do what you can. I'm really lucky.
Yeah.
But
listen,
if I make it to this, I have all of you to fucking.
Yeah.
If I make it that get infected, I owe it to everybody that's ever donated, because I couldn't have done work like this any other way.
But anyway, I really hope that you and of course, I know you got your young son there with you, but and your daughter that I know you're struggling with that there as well. But and your wife, I hope you guys all make it. And
we're in a very good position because I already worked at home. I have made the difficult decision to tell my daughter not to come over until this is over. So that sucks.
Yeah.
So it's just us three. She's working at home for now. She might be doing bi-weekly shifts. So, I mean, she could bring it back here, whatever.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's good, though. That's good.
But we're doing the best we can with what we got. And they tell her not to come in next week. We can continue to work from here. But, that's as long as the corporation that she works for stays in business, God.
Yeah. Hopefully, I say that's good. I mean, as long as you can put up with your ass long enough,
Well, I mean, think of all the people that do have to go to work, yet their kids, like my kid doesn't have no more. My kid has no more kindergarten. What if you're essential personnel and you got a kid, like you just mentioned? You're fucked.
Right.
This is a serious thing. People got to grow up real fucking quick. You're millennial, you're fucking crybaby bullshit. You're worries about, all the things that you fucking whine about and get outraged about, and suddenly none of that shit matters now. None of it matters.
Yeah. And you see these newscasts and stuff where these young people are like, well, yeah, but I'm going to go to the beach and I'm going to do my thing. I'm like, do you not understand? No. I mean, I understand you want to have fun. I understand.
Yeah, you've been there.
Yeah, but God, what about your moms and your dads and your aunts and your uncles and grandparents?
They have never suffered. They have never suffered. I saw it in the Army. So many people had never suffered or really had a hard day's work in their life.
Yeah,
we're so soft, and it's our country is just so beyond kick-ass that the problems that we do have, the first world problems we do have, people can't see anything worse in their world than those first world problems. And if you're somebody like me, and I've been to Iraq, and forget the combat part, I saw like shit in people's faces who were coming to work there, stuff like deformities you don't see in the Western world. Malnourished, fucked up. Some people are just fucking weird. They're just they act like monkeys. That's the only thing I could. They're just like, they got to work too. They got to pay whatever they're playing. I mean, and there's a lot more of it. You can see that shit in New York City, but there's a lot more of that over there. And like, you have no idea what suffering is. You have no idea what starvation is. You don't know what it's like. That somebody could roll up and fucking smoke your whole fucking family, or put a bomb outside, or get caught in a crossfire, or just get some fucking crazy disease that nobody's going to treat you for because you're in a war zone. Now the Western world's going to learn, and some people are going to rise to it, and some people are going to fucking they're going to lose. And with the kid that licked the toilet seat, apparently he got it. And
good.
If that's true, so long, motherfucker. I want to talk about this real quick, if you don't mind. I don't know if you guys are hearing about how this fucking disease works if you get it, because apparently even if you're young and you survive it, which it does, it takes out most. It's a motherfucking ride. It's a ride, and here's how it works, right? You get it. You're a little fucking tired. You go to the doctor. You get pronounced with it. Doesn't really feel anything worse than the flu. You don't even get the symptoms where you're having trouble breathing or anything of that nature. You don't have that. You might get a little bit of a sore throat or something like that. And then it gets kind of bad, and then it starts feeling like the flu, and then it goes away, and you start feeling 2, 3, 4 days. I'm good. And then you wake up and you. I heard about a 26-year-old guy. He goes to the gym all the time. The act of walking to his living room, which took about 13 steps, made him pant. So even if you beat it, it's like, holy shit, what the fuck was that? So yeah, maybe they should film one of these people's dying, gasping for breath, and put it on fucking social media and have YouTube not take it down. Because that's what's coming. That's what's coming. It's coming for you. Yeah. It's coming for your children. It's coming. And
there's a video right now and I don't know if it's some other shit or if it's real, but there's a video that's been traveling around that's got some small kids, and they say it's in Italy, and these kids are fighting. I mean, fighting to breathe. And I watched it, and I'm like, I don't know if it's this, if it's the COVID-19 or what, but it broke my heart, man. Sitting and watching little kids just fighting to get a to grasp breath of air.
The breath.
Yeah, it's and my heart goes out. I live out in the middle of nowhere. I live in the sticks, and and I've got guns and I've got fishing poles, so I can go out and hunt and fish and what have you for my family. But my heart goes out to some of these people like in these really big cities, because all they've got is supply lines.
That's it.
That's it. Hell, we've seen the movies. We know what happens, right?
Yeah. Southerners kill the zombies and save the day. All right, man. I'll let you go.
Yeah, you take it easy, man.
See you, River. Peace. The man, the myth, the legend, the privilege. All right. I won't put this crazy guy on. Extreme.
My man.
Dude, you're nuts. You know that?
I am.
Can I read what you fucking wrote me to the people?
Go ahead.
All right, sure. You sent me a picture of
Right Opinion.
The Right Opinion with EnisianFans.com. And you wrote me, hey, what's up? As you see, I donate to Enision, enough to be at the end card. At the same time, I am aware of the dangers of shitty behavior, which he has a plethora. But your comments are stupid, short-sighted, cause more damage than bring good. And if we, because the grammar's bad, if we damn all that they're just wrong. Okay, let me finish.
Do you want me to read it for you?
No. No. I want you to read it.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I support you financially, you'll probably write me off. But if you've read this far, know one thing. I can back all my claims up. Hard truths, reality tricks, and bad attitude. That's my favorite part. You're not an old school American. You're delusional. Can you spare a moment?
What the fuck was that? A copy pasta?
When you have a chance, I can tell you how to be more beneficial to the online spaces you frequent and to all the people that watch you. Do you understand why I never responded to you?
Well,
no, you got to answer the question before we go forward. You can explain yourself.
Okay.
Do you understand why I didn't respond to you?
That was.
Hello?
Can you not hear?
Yeah, like you're cutting in and out.
Okay, sorry. Here.
So you can understand. I want you to answer this question. Can you understand why I didn't respond to that? In fact, I laughed.
Well, I
like
mean,
an idiot.
I feel like that was kind of.
Are you on a phone or a PC?
Here.
Are you on a phone or a PC?
I'm on mobile, but.
All right, because you're like cutting off. It's like there's like a threshold.
Okay, well,
or go really close. Hold it to your head like a fucking telephone call.
No. But does that not like?
Are you speaking in Morse code? With
You
your
know what's really
pauses?
funny? You know what's really funny?
I know the problem.
With your thing broken, your voice message is a lot like your writing.
No, I got you. Now you can hear me, right?
Yeah. What's up?
Now you can hear me.
All right,
yeah,
can you answer
Sorry
my
about
question
that.
then? Now you can hear me. Do you understand why I didn't respond to that? Like there was just no way in hell.
I do, I guess, but I do try to be interesting. Here's the thing, like I don't want people to like. I don't want to be boring, you know what I mean? Like I want to be, but I really do.
Why
talk
don't you just
like
get
that.
to
That's
the
how I
fucking
normally
point?
talk.
Because here's what I got out of your little crazy thing. All right, you donate to Enision. All right, here's what's going through my mind. You tell me you donate to Enision. I don't care. Okay. All right.
Sure.
You tell me my comments are stupid, short-sighted, and cause more damage than bring good. What comments are you talking about? You think you would have a specific example, right? Then
I know, and I should have. You're right.
Then I don't. I mean, I have said some things like I'm an old school American. I'm the last American. That is hyperbole. It is me being a bit of a showman. But then you say like you are not a real American, and then and right after that you say, hey, you want to talk? No, you're not boring, but you know what? I don't even know what I did wrong. Like, how about this? Let me say, hey, Tommy, I disagree with your statements on Onision. And give me the actual statement, and then say like, what's wrong?
You're
with
right.
it? Okay.
Let me try again here. So first of all, and I don't think that you're stupid, and I don't think you're not.
I don't
American.
care. I don't care. You don't have to. You don't have to butter my ass at all. I think you're hysterical.
All right.
All right.
Perfect.
Tell me one thing that I said about Onision. All right.
First of
where
all,
I got it wrong.
And I just talked with Edwin about this recently. Like, you understand that there's a lot of misinformation here.
I don't care.
There's a lot.
I want to know one thing that I said that's dangerous to other people.
Okay, perfect. So here's the thing. It wasn't specifically about Onision, but you said that here in America, we require evidence. We require more than just testimony in order to put people behind bars. That's
an insane statement. I can't believe I disavow.
But the thing is that we don't. Character or witness testimony solely, that alone can put somebody in prison.
It can.
And so when you're talking about how here in America, I'm in an old school American.
So wait a minute.
We require more than just.
Are you comfortable with the accusation being the evidence? Like witness testimony can, but it usually just has to be.
I'm not.
Normally, it's not
no.
more than one witness, and it's witnesses backed up by other things. Yeah, I saw him there, A, B, and C. He was driving a white Camaro. It's not just
right, but
and with things like rape, he raped me in 2011. No rape kit was taken. They can't put him in the same place at the same time. That accusation, or even a witness said, "Yeah, I saw them together that particular day." That's circumstantial at best, and thinly circumstantial.
But that's putting people in prison these days. I mean, that alone, that testimony alone.
If that be the case, that doesn't make it right for Onision.
Well, I mean, first of all, I don't think that there's anything criminal really with the Onision case. I mean, do you have a crime in mind that is
No, I'm done with this fucking case. I'm more interested in you. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I want to know what I said that was dangerous.
Well, here's the thing. So I feel like for a long time, and you might be done with it now, but for a long time you put hope into people's heads about how this guy was going to go to jail. In the meantime,
I didn't make whoa. So you wrote this to me on the 5th of March, this particular month. You didn't watch the shit that I did in the other news channel, which I practically abandoned when all the anti-Os turned on me when I said there's not enough here, right? You didn't see the multitude of podcasts that I did, and then distancing myself from that and saying there's nothing here over and over and over again, that I was wrong to think that Chris Hansen could bring anything, and I wasn't impressed. You didn't hear any of that?
I did, but that was, first of all, I understand that you don't think that he could go to jail now. The problem is that you say the stuff that there's not enough here, but that even there's no crimes, period. It's not that we don't have the evidence to convict him of something. But here's the thing. First of all, I want to say something really quick. I don't by any means think that Onision's a good guy. I don't think that he hasn't done anything wrong. I don't care if you think he's a good guy. You're going all over the place. Stay on target. Stay on target. Red 5 standing by. Stay on target. Stay on target. We use photon torpedoes in that tiny shaft. Think about that tiny shaft. So
stay on target, gamer.
There's people out there who are actively watching your stuff and taking that and running with it, right? So you have people who listen to you say, "Oh, well, there's not enough here," and they think, "Okay, I need to go get more. I need to go and investigate further. I need to go and prove this even to a further extent so that we can get a conviction." I hear people. I came into your chat I was looking.
Good. I'm glad they need evidence to go after an Onision. I'm glad it's going. Thank you.
But
that's fantastic news.
That's the thing is there's nothing to go after him for. I mean, the thing is that the dude's a kind of a little bit of a joke.
I've said that on a multitude of occasions.
Sure, but do you understand that it's not because
I think you're crazy.
It's not because we can't prove it.
Do you really have a family? Do you really have a family? Be honest.
Do I really have a family?
Yeah. Are you saying?
Yeah.
Are you married still? Well, I figured you'd be. No. I figured you'd be in straitjacket right now, and you escaped, and then you're fucking on the internet. That's what I think.
Not quite. But here's the thing: I personally, I feel.
What did you do for a living before they locked you up?
I mean, I was. You were in the military, right?
Huh?
You were in the military?
Yes. A long time ago.
Yeah, I was at 35 Lima a long time ago in another life, basically.
Oh, Jesus.
It feels.
Yeah.
I was in the Army.
Yes, I know what 35. I used to know what a 35 Lima was. I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that.
But the point is that
I don't know what.
I just feel really strongly about character testimony and witness testimony being used in criminal trials. And when you have something like this, where it's we're going solely off of Sarah and Shiloh's word, I just don't feel like that's something that we should be prosecuting or punishing somebody over.
I would like to beat you to death with a baseball bat. I really would. Well, because I've basically said all of that, and then you send me his fucking crazy letter. I mean, you really came off here like you're crazy. If I knew you were down the street, I'd call the police, right? I mean, you send me this fucking crazy letter right here, and I've mentioned all that. I thought, like a lot of people, that I don't even believe Sarah anymore. To be perfectly honest with you. That there was probably more than likely, based on his behavior, based on his arrogance, based on the fact some of the things he tweeted, there was probably something there. After a certain amount of time went on, and I told the only evidence we had was this fucking laptop, and Onision's not really even accused of anything on the laptop. It happens to be his partner, right? I actually went on my fucking channel. I ruined my channel. I don't know if you know that, right? For a month and a half, I was making like excellent money, and I went on and I showed the principles that you're supposed to show that most fucking people don't, and said there is nothing here, and they left, they unsubbed, the channel's dead now, like within a month.
Hold on.
So I had the fucking principle to do the right thing. Then I backed it up with several podcasts. There was the incident with Nick DiOrio, and you fucking come to me and tell me that I'm short-sighted and might cause more damage when I told people there's simply nothing here. I want to beat you to death with a baseball bat. I really do. That's not literally, figuratively. I will dream about it tonight. I will dream about it tonight. I will dream about
but hear me out.
begging me to stop because you have fucking children as the brains leak out your ears. You know, that's what I'm thinking, because I want to fucking kill you because I did the right thing, you cocksucker.
Did you, though? Because I feel like it was kind of... No, I agree with you. You probably did walk it back. I probably missed that.
Walk it back? I made it my fucking mission to correct it. I was a part. My team member is the one that fucking turned the tie on this. Nick DiOrio. Well, what the fuck is the matter with you? I want to choke you. I want to choke you.
Well, you know what? I can see that kind of, like, when you say all the stuff that you said while we've been talking has been good. And you know what? If you truly believe that, and if you're gonna, I take back what I said. Your stuff, you might be a little bit smarter than I give you credit for.
How tall are you? I just want to fantasize about tonight when your brain's clear. Don't worry, nothing's going to happen to you. I just want to know how tall you are. Like, you have black hair, brown hair. Just help me out. Help me out.
What's your name and address and social security number?
No, I don't give you all that. But just give me a fantasy. I don't care. Just tell me something. Tell me.
6'5", about.
You're 6. Oh, you're a big guy. All right, I'll have to shoot you in the chest before I beat you in the best way. Okay,
I always say that to people. I'm always like, you know what? You can be big as you want, but it doesn't really matter if I'm just gonna fucking shoot you.
Yes. So all right, I'll fantasize about a Glock, and this. You know what I named this bat right here?
What?
Bat.
The DiOrio? Oh.
All right, get the fuck out of here. All right.
All right, later.
I've had enough of you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Hey, have a good one.
I've had enough. I've had enough for today. My throat hurts. I think I have the fucking AIDS, the air AIDS, the coof.
The big cough.
Yeah. I scratched myself. I lost. What the fuck was that? I just want to talk to that guy. You know, the thing is, I thought he was going to be crazier. You can never judge on somebody on how they write, ever. All right, we're going to go out with some sad shit, I guess. Why the fuck not? No, I'm gonna fucking gargle vinegar and try to clear my throat.
Can we talk about Dick Pound, bro?
You must stay at home. Strict new curbs and life in the face spread of coronavirus. Well, he looks crazier than Trump. Yes.
From this evening, I must give the British people a very simple instruction. You must stay at home. Because the critical thing we must do to stop the disease spreading between households. That is why people will only be allowed to leave their home for the following very limited purposes. Shopping for basic necessities as infrequently as possible. One form of exercise a day, for example, a run, walk, or cycle, alone or with members of your household.
That won't be abused. Well, drug dealers are going to be the biggest fit people in Europe.
Any medical need to provide care or to help a vulnerable person, and travelling to and from work, but only where this is absolutely necessary and cannot be done from home. That's all. These are the only...
What's it? GameStop. You have to go to work if you're from GameStop, right?
Only reasons you should leave your home. You should not be meeting friends. If your friends ask you to meet, you should say no. You should not be meeting family members who do not live in your home. You should not be going shopping.
I did all this already. I told my daughter she's not coming over. Not enough. This makes me sad. I've had enough. I think I have it. I got so mad I was sucking wind. Did you see that? The guy got me so mad I was sucking wind. Well, if you tuned in today, I've never got angrier on a show more than this one. So write it down for the history books. Let's see if we're around. Shit! Gotta kill it! Come on!
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-town to King's home, slapping fives, black stones. 6 mile to danger zones, bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me.
Hey everybody, I'll be going in the paid chat.
They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe. Here's a headline.
Oh, thank God. Shut